Hi, welcome back to another Crypto Dave video. It's Tuesday, which means another Masternode Shootout update video. This is for week 31, and apologies, this is a little bit later than usual, but I was out actually playing golf this morning, so didn't get a chance to do it before I went out. Anyway, before we jump into the figures for the last week, just to make you aware of any changes, and I think I mentioned in last week's video that we'd had an issue with Metrix, so the VPS that Metrix, or the server rather, that the VPS for Metrix was on was rebooted, and it took down the Masternode. I had to recreate it in the end. Couldn't get it to kind of run. I think I was in the process of doing that when I did last week's video. Anyway, I reinstalled it nice and simply, and I haven't had any issues since then. The payouts have been coming in regularly since then. But we are on probably one payment less with Metrix here than we would normally expect. But that's the only big change this week. So let's jump right in and have a look at the figures. So starting with Vulcano at the top of the list, 1,069 Vulcano worth $1.52, 61 Bulwark worth $2.13, 270 Helix worth 99 cents, 12,800 Metrix worth $6.69, 248 SmartCash worth $1.35. Only two SmartCash payouts this week. We normally get three. We've been a little bit kind of unlucky. One just came in just after midnight again, but I think I don't know if there's more smart nodes on the network, but the payouts seem to be a fraction sort of more spaced out than they used to be sort of like a month or two ago. So yeah, unfortunately only two payouts for SmartCash, so limited a little bit there. So $1.35. And finally Syndicate, 60 Syndicate worth 11 cents. It's unbelievable what's happened to kind of Syndicate. The price absolutely devastated, and of course the Masternode rewards to compound that have reduced from 4.2 to 3.5 a couple of weeks ago as well. But you can see here, like our Helix Masternode, which was a lot cheaper than Syndicate at the beginning of the year, $1 basically this week, and Syndicate down at 11 cents. I mean, practically nothing. Excuse me. So congratulations to Helix. So Helix had a really good week actually. The price has gone up, and you can see here percentage return up to 90%. Metrix has dropped down to second position. So the two of those have switched around after a few weeks where basically everything was exactly the same for weeks and weeks and weeks. Metrix at number one, Helix at number two. They've switched around. So Helix rather has had a good week. The price has been up a little bit the last few days, which has really kind of helped the figures out. So congratulations to Helix and also Metrix. Syndicate has dropped down to last position. So Bulwark, after being at the bottom of the experiment for probably 90% of this experiment, ever since the kind of the team kind of walked out and they were delisted from Cryptopia, now moved up one position, but it's really more down to the fact that Syndicate has just dropped so much. So Bulwark up to fifth, and Syndicate down to a sixth, and then Vulcano still in third, and SmartCash in fourth. SmartCash very disappointing this year. I thought SmartCash was probably one of the more solid kind of projects, and certainly one of the kind of larger projects out of these six master nodes. But the price has just gone down and down and down. It hasn't taken any massive kind of like plummets or anything like that, but it's just trickled down, and it's not a high sort of percentage Masternode return, so it's not like the inflation is huge, and that's kind of causing the price to drop. But the price just on a bit of a downward kind of spiral, no real signs of it kind of turning around. You can see here down 57% overall kind of return. As I said, not a very large percentage payouts for that, so it can't make up for the losses in the actual kind of Masternode value. You can see here down $875 through decent Masternode payouts, which, to be fair, sort of like things like kind of Bulwark has managed to do a little bit more. Certainly stuff like Vulcano and Helix, the larger kind of payouts, which may not be great in the long term due to inflation, certainly kind of can pad them up in the short term. But yeah, SmartCash has been very, very disappointing. Obviously Bulwark, we talked extensively about the issues with that, and now Syndicate, with the delisting from Metrix, seems pretty much dead now, which is unfortunate. But a grand total this week of $12.79. If we look at the graph, you can see fraction up on where we were a couple of weeks ago. We would have been around that sort of $14 mark if the third SmartCash payout had come in, or the third, or the sixth, whatever it was, or fifth Metrix kind of payout. So down a little bit on where we've been the last few weeks. I still think that sort of $14 mark is probably the sort of like the status quo at the moment, until we get a an increase in price or something like that for some of these coins. But that's it for this week. Congratulations again to Helix and Metrix number 1 and 2 in this week's Masternode Shootout, and hopefully I will see you on the next video. Have a great day. Bye bye.